have to
Yeah, I
change
can
that.
check, mate.
Oh, wicked. We might get that setting again. It doesn't normally come up with that setting.
It's not showing that you're live yet.
Nah, normally takes 20, 30 seconds.
It says upcoming scheduled at 20:38, so you must be.
Yeah, should be any second now. It should come through.
Right, you're live now, Steve, and I
Yeah.
can hear us.
Yeah. Well done, mate.
I'll just share that.
Yep. Yeah, so I was looking at areas, trying to think of a name and things like that. So many complicated names in that region, isn't there? Like with how to spell them and
Yeah.
stuff like that. You know what I mean? What does Eileen mean? If you've got like, I don't know if that's the right pronunciation of it.
Come on, Eileen, as in come on, Eileen.
And you look at the Eileen.
The song.
No. Like Eileen Donan.
Tarura, like Eileen Donan Castle.
Yeah. What is the Eileen? Because I saw that in quite a few names and things up there. I was wondering what it meant anything.
I think it's just a Gaelic word for island.
Okay, yep.
To my knowledge, mate.
Yeah, makes sense.
Could be completely wrong, but
no, that makes sense because there was a lot of islands that were called that. Eileen something, Eileen.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Eileen Donan Castle, yeah. But I thought you meant the song there.
Come
on,
Midnight Runners.
Eileen Tarura, yeah, come on.
Classic old one. So, yeah, I just literally done all those shapes there, mate, to try and get that going. All the views, there's some lovely views on greens now when we look about.
Yeah.
And yeah, just to do that, I just go to, been using this shape a lot, make it as big as you can, and just start dipping down, and you get that sort of thing going on as you go into the water like that. That just looks like a lock straight away, doesn't it? The way it opens up.
Looks class.
So yeah, nothing major, but then it's just a case of just tweaking a little bit. So you're getting all the views, but up here on this green now, looks lovely. Got views in every direction, all the way around. But yeah, it's hard to do like that.
I've lost the screen, mate. Hold on.
Yeah. I've got the footballer in the background.
I'm just reconnecting. There we go, pal.
Oh yeah, I see you. Yeah, so when you're up on this green now, you get a lovely view this way as well now. Looking through that bit there. Still there? Lost your audio now. I don't know if it's... No, I've lost you at the party. I need to leave that party. Add friends. Having a few connection issues with old Lee, yeah? So we're just going to try and get him back in so we can see what's happening. Because he hasn't seen Raheem.
Hey, pal, I don't know if my internet's playing up or...
It might be mine. I've got the footballer in the background, so I'm going to turn it off.
Ah, right.
I mean, everyone's on multiple devices in this house, so I can't do much about that. Do you know what I mean? Like everywhere, but can you still see the share screen? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just logging back into it, pal.
Okay, cool. So I'll go back to where you last saw, basically.
Right.
We'll tee up from
that
there.
sounds better. You're sounding a lot better now. It's like you were sounding robotic there a minute ago.
Yeah, it's just a connection, and it's obviously struggling for some reason. one of us.
Yeah, it could have been me as well, though, Steve.
Yeah, it could be both of us, mate.
Um, you might actually have to give me another.
Or share screen.
Yeah, if you don't mind, please,
Yeah,
pal.
mate.
Don't know why it's not letting me.
I'm going to stop it and then just re-invite you.
Okay, bud.
Should hopefully let
Oh,
you
there we
back in.
go. There we
Yeah,
go. Right, I'm in, mate.
cool. So yeah, I mean, the only other, there's not a lot of major things. I mean, I did have one issue with one hole, which is a hole that we did work out a lot together, which is, I just weren't happy with it, mate, how it was working off the tee,
Right.
which is just bloody 5. I just sorted out that beach a little bit more, got that going a bit more along there. Raised this up to so it was a bit more blind. It was this
Yeah.
bit, this waypoint was pissing me off. It was all the way over here, it was the only place I could put it. And when you sat on the tee box, you was like setting up the drive looking like that.
Ah, right, I'm
It
with you.
was just really frustrating me. And the only fucking way I could do it was to carve a little bit of land out here and take that centre bit out. But I didn't take it
Right,
out, I just
yeah.
had to move it back a bit.
Just moved
Which,
it. Yeah.
yeah, I've put an extra sort of ridge running down the middle of the fairway to try and combat.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
So we've still got the divided sort of area to hit into. And I put in a little bunker there as some sort of hazard. It's If you look on the tee now, it just looks a lot nicer. It lines up properly. It was just bugging me. I mean, there's a couple of holes that bugged me, especially on the back 9 that I've did that I want your help with.
Yeah?
We'll see if we can tweak them or do something with them. Because I'm not 100% sold on them. I mean, I get it on every course. You're never going to do 18 holes that you just think, yeah, it's perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of
There's
course,
always
mate.
little niggly holes that you think,
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
not sure what to do there. But that
Yeah, it's
just
a
looks
beautiful looking tee shot, mate. That's
that,
just incredible.
that just looks a lot more centered now, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? We're right down the heart of the.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
It was over there, the waypoint. So we was
Ah,
lining
right.
up.
Yeah, that must be. I know what you're like. That would have bugged the hell out of you,
It
pal.
was because I wasn't getting that view I wanted going down the beach. The only way you could get
Yeah.
it, but was like there.
Yes.
And when you look at that, it's just I don't
Aye,
know.
by default, it's taking the view away, isn't it?
Yeah, this looks straighter now because now I can see the green. If you look in the distance there, I can see the green,
Yeah, you can actually.
but I can't see anything else. So I like that.
No,
I can see
still a blind tee shot.
it is. It's a blind tee shot, but at least you've got an idea where the hole is, as in where you're
Oh
going
yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? So it's a nice visual just to see that little flag in the
yeah.
distance there.
That's beautiful.
So that was the only change I've done on the front because it was just bugging the hell out of me, and I was wrapping my head around how can we do it. And I know we spent a lot of time bloody getting that tee shot, but I didn't really change any of the land, sculpt any of
No,
the land around here. I just raised up a little bit where that thing was. It was about here. I think we had that
yeah, the patch are
central
off.
bit.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that was that. The last thing you saw would have been 15, wouldn't it? That was the last thing we worked on.
15. Yeah, 15 is what we worked on.
So I told you I wanted to drop all this land down so we could try and get the burn in view from the tee shot. So I like the tee shot now. If we have a quick look at that, I think we're getting everything we want views wise.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a lot better.
Yeah, we could see the burn to the left, the burn to the right. We've got that lock in the background now because that was all just dead land
That
before.
bunkers really do make a difference to this hole.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
because we for the viewers watching and listening, we were contemplating like a malt green here.
mm.
So Steve tried to cut the burn to create a moat around the green, but it just wasn't working. So we came up with the alternative of the three bunkers just to, have a few hazards in play, and it's a risk reward par four, and it's only reachable in certain winds.
Mm. Yep. And only reachable. Yeah. Otherwise, you're pitching about here, and then you're going to
Yeah,
want to drop back. So
it's
I've
a
got that.
short par four, but it's a real risk reward hole. But at the same time, we wanted to create a hole where, yes, if you play the perfect shot in the perfect conditions, you've got an eagle opportunity. But at the same time, if you don't play a good shot, you're going to be heavily punished, and you're staying in a bogey in the face.
There's only really one safe place to land that, and there it's literally right in the front of the green, just in that little bit of
Right at
land.
that front of that green,
Because the
yeah,
rest is all really bobbly and knobbly, and you're gonna
yeah.
go anywhere. I mean, especially this
And you
big.
need the wind with you. The wind has
Yeah,
to be with you before you can contemplate that tee shot.
and then you got to drop right back. So I was happy. Let's go back into it. Edit. Obviously, I've managed to do this all on like 2 or 3%. All these last hours, it's been a bit of juggling, but we haven't really lost much. The only thing we've really lost that you'll ever notice is that thing up on there that you liked, that shelter. I had to lose that,
Yeah, yeah.
but in the big scheme of things,
Ah,
it's,
that's
it's nothing. We only really saw it
that's
from one
nothing to
hole.
lose, pal.
Nah, not in the big scheme of the course. You're not going to sit there and kick yourself about it, are you? So I
No,
fucking
not at
wish we
all,
had that
no.
shelter up there still.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I wasn't worried about that. But it helped me finish off all this work through here. So then I had a big steep hill here behind, and when I started dropping the land through to create all that sort of stuff, I just went a bit bonkers. I was going to make it all one big bit, but then I had the burn run in there, so I wanted to keep that in. And it also gives a nice view of this tee as well, of this green as well, when you're up here.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Look at that, going all the way through
yeah,
there.
that's class.
Got so much more character to it. Now it's just green grass, wasn't it, before? And you got all
Yeah, it's really
the castle.
everything's just interlinking and beautiful, Steve.
Yeah,
So natural, it just flows.
it's got the character now, isn't it?
It really, really does.
So yeah, that was that. So then we just run down off the burn, across the burn, sorry, round up to 16, which was that narrow par 5 I wanted to do. So
Yes.
I'm quite happy with this hole. I'll play it for you so you can see. There is one thing I might need to change on it. High. I like 18. I'm not overly sold on it. I just did a quick hole basically, just to get something down. But yeah, I'm happy to work on that with you.
Yeah, yeah. I think we want to have a good finishing hole.
Yeah,
One of that holes that just lasts in your memory.
yeah. So with that bit of opened up land on the left, looking across that lock into the distance there, that's a nice
Yeah,
feature.
that is beautiful.
And then I said I wanted to do 2 bunkers on the left where it narrows down into a narrow point, and then that elevated square green, if you remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's a tough tee shot. You've got to hit this well.
yeah, I mean you can quite easily drift off. I've sort of cambered it back towards the bunkers a little bit, but I can flatten that out or straighten out. It was
No,
this.
I think that's fine. I don't think it's ever going to run in the bunker.
No, you're just gonna have to shank one to get in there, aren't you?
No, you don't want to make it too easy though, pal.
No. But what I like about this one now is obviously that was a helping wind, so we're going to make the green, so it's not an issue.
Yeah, there's that
Okay.
rectangle green.
There's the rectangle green. I just kept it with a couple of rectangle things to match.
Yeah, very symmetrical. That. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, just to match what we had before. So in this wind, obviously, we can quite comfortably hit up there. So let's go
Yeah,
forward a bit. But I mean, once you go past the flag, there's a little ridge, and you have to play a really delicate putt back, which I really like, especially from this distance. It's going to be a nightmare
That's gonna be all
Yeah,
downhill. Yeah,
yeah, you just got to tickle it onto the top of that ridge and just let it run on
just to
its
get there.
dead weight, just to stop it from going off the front. But I've done it quite a few times. I don't know if I'll do it now, but you just got to tickle it up onto the top and just let it
I
drop
don't think that's
down.
got there.
Yeah,
No,
it's
it's
got
not.
that. Just tickle it down, just to get it to hold. If you're any harder than that, you can run off. Do you know what I mean? So it's a really interesting putt. I've made that look easy in what it is. It was more luck than judgment. Um, but that's with the wind facing us, so that was an attacking, obviously, part of that hole. If we go back and do it the other way, it was the layup I was really interested in, because I have the strategy I've done between the layup. I did have like a bunker, where was it? Network error. Having a few issues with Lee tonight. Just going to reconnect back up with him. Unless it's my end. Am I still live, everybody? If anyone can hear, if you could just let me know, because I'm not sure if I've lost my network or he's lost his network. Hopefully it's just him. Definitely needs to come down. Well, thanks, Trev. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was me or him. It's probably him. Cheers, my friend. How's it looking, Trev? Is it looking Scottish? It's going for that out Hebrides style look, mate. Hopefully I've managed to capture it for you. Do it some justice. And I was looking at names of places in that region, Trev. Thanks, mate. Yeah, as long as it's got the vibe of that area, mate, I'm happy. Just looking at bloody names, trying to find something that's easy to spell, that's a nice traditional name for that region, though, you know what I mean? See if I can't get Lee back. Must be easy, isn't it? I'll have to re-invite him, won't I? Let's find him again. Right, when he comes back in, I'll share screen him again. So yeah, I've been working on this hole, really trying to get the strategy of the layup right. I don't like this little dip here. It's a bit annoying. Where was it? There somewhere. Hopefully you can get back on. That's okay. Because it was too easy just to roll up into this little area here and have a little chip, but this chip's quite awkward from here. It's a long way out, and it's an annoying distance. Yeah, buddy. Hey, mate. Yeah, I still seem to be online. Trev messaged and said we was back in, so I've started. Yeah, I've done it. Yeah, yeah, I've just done that. Yeah. So we've been lucky, really, when you think about it. We haven't had no problem. Trev, I'm hoping to have it published by the weekend, mate. Friday night. There's not a lot more I can do to it, really. Just little bits of strategy now, really. So south wind. But It just rolled over the hill and rolled up about 2 or 3 foot from the hole, yeah, so it held, yeah. You got away with it. More luck than judgment. That was, because that can easily run off if you're too over brash with it. It just gets stuck in the fringe, it doesn't roll off majorly, so it's nothing. So this was it in your face. This is what I was really working on for the last couple of days, trying to get this how I wanted it. It is a free shot because there's no way you can get out there now. Now I put that little big bowl in there because that is a collection area, but it's also horrible. God, I can't do it. It's just a horrible pitch up at that pitching distance you don't like. Do you know what I mean? It'd be a bit. I don't think you'd get a spin. It's about 34 yards. You know, so it's a bit of an awkward one, and it's a long way uphill. Yeah, so that was a cut. And no, so before it was quite easy just to bring it back to here. I had no bunker. The addition of that bunker makes you think I've either got to lay up short of it or I go long. Now I've put a big bank on the back of that bunker so you can easily kick yourself forwards into that heavy rough. You know what I mean? 226, if I can get it. I don't think I can even get it there in this wind, unless I hit it maybe a bit lower out of the wind. Yeah, it did. So we sat on top, so it should just roll up, and it's cambered up, so it should sit nicely. So there you got 22 yards to that front pin, uphill, and you got to try and hold it before it goes over that ridge again. So yeah, I can go up to a pitching wedge. That's about the longest, isn't it? That's the best I can flop there. But then you can hit that and come back. Yeah. Well, there's quite a lot of cut back there. You know, so I rewind that shot and just play a different. That's what I was trying to get into, people having to pitch from here, just to make it bloody awkward, to try and stop it. You know, you have, but it can also go wrong quite quickly. You gotta get it to fucking stop. I mean, I've played that well because I've played it about fucking. I've played that shot probably about fucking 50, 60 times now, so I know where to go. You know what I mean? But anyone who doesn't, yeah. So in the right wind, especially when that was a wind facing, that's not even a crosswind. Once we start getting crosswinds into the equation, then that drive becomes quite difficult because it brings all this into play, doesn't it, either side. Yeah. You'll either have to shape it or you might think about, depending on how strong it is, where you can put it. So I think the strategy that all works well. I mean, the best layup really is probably about here. But even then, yeah, that's what I was thinking. At least back here you've got a decent amount of yardage to work with. Yeah, yep. Depending on where it goes, like there. Yep. So that's pin position one, which is quite a nice little pin. I like that. And you got that opportunity there to play that and come back. You know what I mean? So. Yeah, and that's just like I said. I mean, obviously, that's just pin one. I mean, I won't play the other pins, but I'll show you where they are. The back two pins I left as the more accessible ones. Obviously, if you're short again, you're going to be the wrong side of this ridge. You're going to have to part over and get down and get that off. So yellow, but that one's a bit harsh. Ooh, on that. Can't hear you. Let me just check my settings. Party settings. Party type, open party. It said closed party, I've changed it to open. Will that make a difference? I can hear you fine. So just come out of the party and go back in or something. Okay. I'll keep chatting for a minute. Yeah, so I'm really trying to get the lighting right at the moment. I've been working on that a hell of a lot. I want to brighten up the course a bit because I really like that sort of light in there. It was looking a little bit washed out in places. So I've been trying to keep all the things we want, but just brighten it up a tad and still get the dynamic sort of look going. But I mean, it's darker in places than I want it to be. But when it is bright, it's nice, so I'm not sure yet. All I did was change it from 11 in the morning to about 2:30 in the afternoon. Just to try and get some more colour back into it. Because I like that there. The colour, look at it going off into that 17th valve, onto those hills. That's the nice sort of lighting I want to get. Whereas something over the other side in the shade at the moment isn't really setting everything off how I want it to. Do you know what I mean? Still looks nice. There's nothing wrong with it. But it hasn't quite got that. Something's happening when I'm brightening it that's working. It's capturing the grasses a bit more and it's making the colours pop a little bit better, and so the only thing I can really do is just take a couple of clouds out of the equation, just thin the clouds out a little bit. Yeah, just to try and, I mean, I sure I had it on about 65 before, and then I upped it because I thought it was too bright. But now I've dropped that sun back to 2 o'clock. I think I might be able to get away with having a bit more less cloud about now. That's a bit brighter now. Can we hear him yet? Well, let's just come out of the chat. Leave that party and I'll invite you again, yeah? And we'll try again. Or you invite me, like you always do. We'll do it that way. You invite me. Alright, that's just that. A few technical issues hooking up with Lee tonight. Looking back, we've been pretty blooming lucky the whole series. We've never had any issues. So yeah, I'm just doing the final tweaks really. Yeah, he is chatting, Trev, so I've just told him to resend me another invite on a party. Because I sent him the invite and I don't know if I've got my party settings right. Yeah, we're just trying to... Yeah, we could hear him before, yeah. He lost his network connection and then I invited him, whereas he always invites me normally, so it could be a setting that I've got that isn't right. So I said for him to invite me, which he probably just did while I wasn't looking. He did. I'm chatting away. There's me. I was chatting away. I forgot you invited me. Alright, so All good, he's saying. Oh, I don't know if he means all good. I don't know if he can hear you now. As I was saying, it might be my settings, my party settings were out because you always invite me to the party, didn't you? And this time I invited you, so yeah, absolutely. So what about on the settings on the actual broadcast? I've got overlay options. I've display chat, position bottom right, display activity. That's all on. Camera relevant, mute microphone. No, it can't be. Well, that's a hell of a lot brighter. Okay, bud. Sorry, my friend. I'll bring you back in. Um, Start share screen. I'll keep my brain's not capable of doing more than a couple of things at once, mate. I'm thinking. I'm not sure at the moment. We'll have to wait and see if he comes back in. Lets us know. Yeah, I just thinned it out from like, I think it was on 75 and I made it 65. So I can tweak with like little fives at a time. So if you go to play course, see how bright it is, but it won't be like bright as in, oh my god, I can't see. It's anywhere in that region, and it, mate, really, we're not a million miles different, but I'd rather have it over bright than not bright enough. Do you know what I mean? I want the sun to move around, but I don't want it to be predominantly dark with only the odd half. Yeah. Still having issues with chat. He just put Trev there. If you can't hear Lee, then yeah, we are, mate. We are. If, yeah, Leo's put I can't hear my dad. Can he hear me dad? Don't get that. You've invited the party. Leo, your dad said, can you see if you can join the party chat just to see if we can hear you? Because otherwise it's just going to be me chatting rubbish. So, as Trev said, my imaginary friend. No, well at least we'll know if it's not my settings, if we can get someone. No. Is Leo on your internet connection? Is he at home? Yeah. Okay. He hasn't said anything yet. I don't know if he even heard. If he did, Leo, could you see if you can join, mate? Just my party. Just so we can see if the audio's working. Or if you can text him, Lee, because I don't know if he heard. Yeah, okay, bud. It won't be the first time, mate. Yeah, so we're just having a few technical issues with Lee connecting, so We're not doing much at the moment. It's because I'm just. Yeah, Leo can join. Your dad's coming inside now, so he'll probably tell you himself, mate. Send an invite. Yeah, okay, bud. Yeah, he's. Yeah, I'm gonna send him an invite. Invite you to a party. Oh, for God's sake. Leo. Well, I just sent an invite to him, so that should come through in a second. That really is bright now. It's too bright. So I've got to share screen with you, haven't I? Now, share screen with Leo. You send a request, yeah, and then we're back in. I don't like that. It's always the issue I have with flipping weather. It drives me nuts. Let's go 70. Just playing about with the clouds. It was a bit too bright. Just got to find that bloody happy medium. Somewhere between 65 and 70 on the cloud settings. It's always the thing when you're setting up an orientation of the sun. You love the holes that are going a certain way, and then when you spin them around and look back the other way, the lighting is obviously different, but it's just trying to get it more balanced and level. So it's pretty similar going that way as it is going that way, which I'm quite happy with. And then I just want to work on a couple of holes with Lee that I'm not happy with. And then we're near publish time, really. All I've got to do is spend the next couple of days just checking the tee, the pins, making sure they're playable and nothing silly and decent spots. Pretty happy with most of it. There was a couple of holes in it. Oh, he's in. Hello, mate. Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely getting an echo there. That's not too bad now. That's alright. We'll get it going. I'm just smoothing bits out as I see them, don't worry. What we're doing a polish up as we're going. What we call a polish up is making sure everything is no anomalies. Making sure we've got fairway edges smooth and no strange lumps or bumps that we can see. You have to do it on every bloody hole as you go around. It's just a case of skirting around the edge of every single bit of fairway looking for any overhanging grasses. Get the lawnmower out, cut them away. Like here, as in that bit of grass is wrong. So we need to spin that round. Got to find the right bloody bit of grass. That bit. We'll spin it around that way. That'll be out of the way. You obviously have to do this on every design you do, and every hole and every bit of fairway to make sure you've got nothing that encroaches. It's quite a boring job, but while we're waiting for Lee to sort out his internet quick, might as well just do this hole. Still another bit there that we don't like. Yeah, it's still quite echoey, but yeah, it sounds like you're in space. Quite very echoey. What am I doing there? What, you using your same headphones? Okay. All I did was, I mean, I'm normally I'm on my USB mic. If I change my mic to my I mean, if I change to my Arctic Nova mic now, that's on my headphones. Can you still hear me? Fucking hell. This is a nightmare tonight. Can you hear me at all? I'm still here. Yeah, it's better, but you're obviously getting a massive delay. So I got to remove him. Oh God, that's so annoying. Yep. Women shows how lucky we've been. We only had one issue, have we, so far in this whole series. That's much better. Perfect. 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 So let me go if I can go back onto my normal mic quick, because I'm on my USB one. That's fine. It's gone back to it. That's cool. Yeah, that is the better mic. Yeah. So I'm just checking these bits of grass while I was waiting. I think everyone can hear. Trev. Just doing a bit of lawnmower. So yeah, I mean that was the whole. Pretty much, you've seen all the strategy of that hole now. There's not a lot else we can do with it. I think there was obviously. I don't know. Yeah, and it was your party, wasn't it? Oh, this is so annoying. I'll show you, Trev. Not many. All I'm trying to do is move this one bit of grass. That's it. Got it. Driving me nuts, that was, Trev. Hardly anything on this course, Trev. If I go to the nature. So all the trees we're using are just these, that many. Of
That's going to
that.
make the hole a lot harder, that pal. A tree right in the middle of the green.
Just about here, yeah. So yeah, that's all the bushes we're using throughout the whole course. I'm only using that tall tree. The only place that's ever used is over by the castle. It's just to get that little sort of look at going through there. But the rest of it is. You can hear Lee now, Trev's saying.
They can hear me now.
Yeah, that's what Trev's saying.
I've not changed nothing.
No.
There's something going on. I think Trev was was asking you about brushes, not bushes.
Brushes.
Yeah.
I thought you said bushes. See, I can't even read, Trev. Do you know what I mean? Let alone bloody design a course. Well, you've seen me bushes now, so you know what I mean. Count yourself lucky. Um, brushes. What do you mean by brushes? How many do I normally use when I'm sculpting? If I'm sculpting, as in like raising and lowering stuff, hardly any really. Depends what you want to do, mate. Obviously, the main one I would use for, I would say, 95% of anything I do is this one. Because obviously everything in that darker centre circle is the bit I'm actually changing, and everything towards the outside of it is just getting changed very, very, very subtly. So if I want to say, let's find a bit of land. If I want to say I want to flatten this bit of land out, if I go to a landscape flatten, and I pick this shape, which is quite a solid shape, and then raise it up a little bit, I'm going to get a massive ridged. You know what I mean? It's like a dinner top, isn't it? And it's not very blended in, and it looks a bit naff. If I go into the shape I like to use to do this sort of thing, see how it's much more natural looking. If I flatten that now, everything in that centre bit is flat, but everything else tapers away naturally. That is my favourite tool to do 95% of any of the sculpting I ever do. I'll use that. And then, say, yeah, it is, mate. Sculpting's 95% of designing is how to sculpt. And that's the biggest problem that most people have on courses, and why they don't look natural, or why they find it difficult to do. Because I mean, it's taken me years to fucking. I wouldn't even say I've mastered it, mate, but years to sort of get half decent at it, just so I could just look at something and sculpt it to how I want to sculpt it. Like something stupid like these stairs up here.
This course looks incredible though, mate.
You know, sculpting that little staircase, you'd think that's quite easy. That is one of the hardest things to do. So I'm trying to sculpt in such a tiny little area and make every one of those steps work. Do you know what I mean? So all I did there was just floated that staircase in mid-air and then brought all the land up to meet it. But yeah, you Lee's, I could hear you, Lee. You came back then.
Yeah, I don't understand how they couldn't hear me from the off. I've not changed nothing, pal.
No, none of
Strange.
us have. So where do you want to jump to? Do you want to jump to 18 first of all? Because that's the most significant hole to work on, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you said you wanted to work on the strategy of 18. I mean,
18.
17's perfect.
Yeah, we're happy with 70. We had that right down from the start, didn't we? We was going to do that,
Yeah,
so we're
that's,
sticking
well,
with that. Yeah, we're sticking with that no matter what. We
I
like
think
it.
that's class, mate.
Yeah, that's working. It works. It's really difficult. Even you don't even get an easy putt when you do get it up there,
No,
unless
no.
you put it literally with a foot.
Such a unique hole, that.
Mm, that's working perfect. The runoff seem to work. The only runoff I don't like is here, because sometimes you can get stuck down, and I hate it when this happens. You get this sort of thing going on. Play from here, where you're heavily in grass behind you and you can't quite see your bloody shot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That bugs me sometimes, but I don't know what I can do about it really, because it's such a tight little green, and as I say, this view going back should run off and just sit on the fringe. Yeah, it's fine. So that view going back through there looks nice now. And it's just not an easy hole, full stop.
No. Precision's required.
It isn't even the putt is a difficult putt. So unless you get that close. Still not happy with the brightness.
Nah. I would say that's a little bit too bright now for my liking, just a little bit.
Me too, mate. Me too. But I'm at such a crossroads here at the minute with where I can go. There's very little you can bloody do. It's like you got about 5. I mean, why they never just put like a contrast, a brightness, and a colour, like a TV? Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I know what you're saying. Yeah,
So I could
just
set
easy,
the weather.
just a
Yeah,
slider.
yeah. So I could set the weather exactly how I wanted it, have all the clouds I wanted, have the movement I wanted, but just think, I just want to take the brightness down a tad. Do you know what I mean? I can't really do it. You'd think you could, but you can't. I mean, I can change the inclination of the sun, which if I go to the left, it'll get darker as it goes, because I'm dropping the sun's. On a course like this, you can get away with it. If I go to the bottom, it'll go dark, like that. So I normally have it about 36. On a course like this, you can get away with it because we've got no trees.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
So obviously, as the lower I go, it's just going to cast more shadows. But we've got no trees, so I can go lower. But where's the bright? We've lost all the brightness now. I want a bit of brightness back like that. It's got to have it somewhere, but not everywhere. So I mean, how we had it before, which was the
Yeah, I was
clouds
gonna say,
really,
what did you have it set up previously, Steve?
but the whole time
Yeah,
I had. I haven't changed the cloud. I haven't changed there. I had the time of day was the only thing I've really changed. It was always on 11, so it would have been here. Okay, and then we had it on about 75. And the second cloud layer was maybe about 75 to 80, about there. So that's it was fine before. I was
yeah, that
just
looks better.
I was just trying to get a bit of colour back in because my only issue with this it just looked a bit washed out. If you know
Right.
what I mean. Do you know what I mean? It's a much nicer balanced setting. Every direction is more balanced, isn't it? You know what I mean? There's no
Yes.
really bright spots. There's no really dark spots. So it's perfect. I'm not unhappy with it, but I was just trying to see if I could creep a little bit more, sort of a yellowy sort of into the. Because if I show you quickly what I was thinking, it's on 11. So if I change it to sort of, I think it was about 2ish. When it really sort of bright, see how it sort of changes texture.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? I was just trying to get a little bit of colour almost back into it. Do you know what I mean? And then
I'm with you. Yeah.
because on 11 it's quite washed out and looks a bit pale.
That 130 looked quite good.
Try it. So obviously as it gets darker, then all I did was just reduce a few.
Yeah, I think that kind of keeps the colour, but also adds that yellowy summer scorched look that you're.
Just trying to get it so I can capture those grass is a bit and the
Yeah,
rocks and things like that. If you go too dark, I mean I've done it before on courses and you've pulled me up on it in your YouTube stream. I think it was Tingle Creek. You didn't like the
yeah.
lighting, you know what I mean? And you changed it and it looked fine.
Of course, with this beauty, you want to showcase it,
You
with
do. You just want to
natural lighting.
capture the things you want to capture. The thing I like about this hoe is those. It's that. See how the light comes off that stream at the bottom there, and then you get
Yeah,
a little
that's beautiful.
shadowy area around the waterfall, and then back up again. It's lighter again, and so I mean, that looks fine, doesn't it? Like that. Do you know what I mean?
I think that's really good. I think that's such a beautiful lighting.
We get the misty effect, don't
You've got
we?
the haze, yeah.
Mm.
You've got that haze effect.
And that's all just from the fog height.
But the thing is, see the last couple of days, mate, that's exactly what the weather's been like here. Like the
Yeah.
sun's been out, but due to the cloud level, it's just
Mhm.
created that
Mhm.
like hazy. We would
Yep.
class it as haze up here.
Yeah.
Or har. We call it har coming in off the sea.
You'd get a lot more of it than we ever would down here. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? We do get it from time to time, but not
So it's
predominant.
actually a really realistic looking
Yeah, setting for.
ambience you've created.
Well, it's very much. I mean, we do get it on the coastlines, and especially on hot days like this, that is something that we do get down here. Do you know what I mean? So I'm quite confident that that was roughly how it should be.
Yeah.
But I've got no haze on, so obviously if I add haze, everything will get darker. It changes it again completely. So these are all like the things on your telly that you adjust. You adjust the red colour of your screen and things like that. See how that looks a bit more redder now?
Oh, yeah.
So it means that's just adding haze, but then we lose all the detail in the distance. We get the silhouettes of the mountains, which on like a fantasy course looks great.
Yes.
But I like the fact that I can see the distance between the mountains. So these mountains closer to us look closer than the ones behind. So I mean, I'm getting depth by doing that. If I do that, I lose that depth a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nitpicky stuff, really, mate.
It's getting that fine balance, isn't it?
It's annoying. I normally have it set on about 24. That's a haze that I normally have, but it's barely anything. So that's one thing. The only other thing you can really mess about with is obviously the density of your fog. So I've got it on 69 and 39. All we got to do is remember the settings. Obviously, if we go full blast, we're really bad. And then your whole course is a real wintry sort of look, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Cool looking, but it's not really playable. So dropping that back to 69 is where we had it. And then you can mess about with the height. So I've got it on 39. You can go obviously a lot higher, and then that's as high as you can go. So the course hasn't really got no fog on it anymore. But
No.
if you bring it down to 0, it'll be below the sea level. And then as I bring it up, you'll see the fog layer start to rise. That's it. Coming up now. So I wanted it just to the height at the top of the mountain, really, so I had it about 39, I think, which was about there. Because that blends in all the sky with the mountains. Everything looks blended now. There's no line where
Yeah.
I can say, oh, there's a fog line there, you know. I didn't really want to leave the top of the mountains because it doesn't really affect the course. I wanted it to affect the course a little bit because I got no haze.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's margins.
It is margins. It's so fine that, isn't it, really?
It is, and there's so many things you can do because that's just lighting and weather. That's just lighting and fog, and then you bring the bloody clouds into the equation, and the time of day, the inclination, and the orientation.
Yes.
it's a nightmare. And that's why most designers have a set thing that they like to work from.
Yeah, and stick to it because that's
Yeah,
really fiddly.
yeah, it's something that they think, yeah, I'm comfortable with that.
So do you listen to Alan Partridge on the Norfolk radio?
I do like Alan Partridge. Yeah, I do like him, mate. Yeah. Don't get him on Norfolk radio, but
Do you not know? Is that not what he was on?
no, that's just fictional, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I believe
I was
in
going
you.
to say.
That's where that was set, though, wasn't it? Norfolk.
Yeah,
Aye.
yeah, it is. It is all the like the fucking stuff he says. I mean, I live in a town called Swaffham,
Right.
and he's like, and one of them was Steve from Swaffham just rang in. That's like he's joking, isn't
Oh.
it?
So how far are you from the Norfolk Broads?
About an hour.
Right.
About an hour. I'm more in
That
north.
must be a beautiful part of the world, though.
If you're on a boat, you've got to get on a boat out there and get
Is
out.
that to really see the beauty?
Yeah, it's not really accessible from land. It's not really excessive. I know, I can tell when he's winding me up sometimes. He's got a very serious, got a good poker voice, hasn't he?
Is
um,
that Trev?
yeah.
Yeah, I thought he would click.
So stop winding him up.
That
But
one partridge.
yeah, I live in North Norfolk, sort of west to North Norfolk. North Norfolk's the really fucking yuppie part, which is not where I live. It's where all the Londoners have got their holiday
He's in the
homes.
posh part,
I'm
Trev.
not. I'm not. I'm in sort of West Norfolk, but that's the most accessible bit for me. The coastline along North Norfolk, which is beautiful, mate. It's all like nature reserves. A lot of the coast along that part of Norfolk, you can't actually. There's no. You have to walk for miles to get to the beach, and when you do, it's just pristine beaches, and there's not many beaches like that in the UK.
So Swaffham Town got a football club.
Yeah, Swaffham Town Football Club.
Oh, is that what it's is that what they're called?
Yeah, yeah.
What's the closest big team then? Norwich.
The Premier League team would be Norwich.
Yeah,
Yes,
Norwich City. Yeah.
yeah, it's about 30 miles away. And then you got Kings Lynn. They've got a football team which is in like the Conference League sort of thing. So yeah, Norwich and Ipswich, Leicester.
Leicester. Yeah, I was going to say that
Yeah,
can't be far.
yeah, Peterborough, all those, Cambridge, that sort of area. But let's get back to this bloody old mate.
Yeah, let's get on hole 18, mate, and let's have a look at the layout, pal.
For beer all night.
So what are you doing here? Just teeing off, and
Yeah, I just want to see the tee shot, just so you got a rough
we'll
idea
see
what you're working
how
with.
what we think. Yeah,
The lighting should look a bit better like that.
yeah, I think the lighting's bang on, Steve, on my screen. Like,
Yeah, looks better. So it's just, yeah.
it's a long par four. We've got to take the yardage into consideration.
You've got two options the way I see it. Is you can lay up in this area and have about, I think it was about 180 from here
Right.
into the pin where that 290 is.
That green looks really elevated.
And if you can get it into here, it's about 160 off the tee shot. So I'll hit
I
this
think
tee
I
shot.
would prefer the flatter lie, left of the bunker.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would look for, you know.
I'll just show you
I know
the
it's going to leave you a
distance.
longer shot.
Well, I've got to try and get on that top tier, and I say
That should be an awkward lie, is it?
a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
You won't have it on to snow.
No, ball's above my feet. Well, it's on an uphill slope, isn't it?
Yeah, so the ball would be shooting left.
And I've just done. The reason why I elevated the green was so you could get all the views all the way around. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that is stunning, mate.
Yeah. So that was the main reason, and then you get the.
I think the elevated green though gives you a good camber there as well. It's quite a tough approach shot.
You get the castle and the clubhouse looking that way.
Yeah, that's stunning.
So that's the reason for that green. And that green works nicely. It's just a case of whether it plays nicely. So all I did was I only spent about an hour and a half on it, just drawing it out, having a look, see if I could get anything interesting going. I just put a hog's back down the middle there.
Yeah.
Just splined it like that. So you got obviously a pin at the back there, a pin at the front left, a pin at the front right, and this one in the middle. And all I did was just protect them by those 3 bunkers. There's like a pin for each bunker.
Yeah, well you can't lay up and kick it on from the fairway, that's for sure.
No, you've got to attack it and try and hold it on that side of the ridge and try and float it in there if you're short.
Yeah, that's a tough shot.
It is. Obviously, a bloody perfect swing will make it more reasonable, but even
It should leak to the right, this.
If it goes over that ridge, we're going to drop down the back of it, and then we've got to putt back over it, up onto that shelf, turning right to the left.
I like it, it's quite a tough putt.
But I like the views, as I said, it's got everything we want in it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's panoramic views, that, mate.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure whether to take this bunker out and expose some that side, but you've got views everywhere else. Especially like looking back at the 17th there. See that up in the hill there.
Yeah, that's really, really stunning. I quite like the bunker though, to be fair.
I liked it. I thought it was a nice visual, and it only really comes into play for one pin. There is a pin down on the bottom right. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
this
so
pin. So if you are,
depending on what angle you take off the tee, isn't it, as well?
yeah, if you drift a few yards right, you're going to get a kick into it. You know,
Yeah.
it'll come into play, and then you got to play out. Well, I haven't really sculpted it yet much, but I wasn't sure of that bunker. I'm not even sure of the whole hole, mate. It's nothing wrong with it. It's a perfectly adequate hole. I love the green for what we want to achieve for the green.
Yes, you've nailed the green.
Yeah, it's just whether the hole is anything special other than that. Which, in my opinion, it's not particularly special. It's just a
So,
perf.
so hit the tee shot again, but let's go back to the tee
Mhm.
and see what we can think of the strategy here.
Mhm.
So we've got to remember it's a long par four. If the wind, like it's playing 500 from tee to green with the elevation, but you've got
So
to remember if the wind was in our face here,
I'll do it. I'll put it north so we can have a good look at it.
I think there's no harm in having the main challenge at certain holes, the yardage.
Mm. Especially on a course like this. So we
I
haven't
mean,
got much to work with, have we? As in,
no,
we've got elevations and we've got distances and we've got undulations. They're our three biggest.
uh, I mean we've covered all the strategy focal points we wanted to.
Yeah, it's just a case of I drew that shaped fairway in because if you look, it was the only place it could really go, the fairway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Oh, I hate
No, but
this
I like it.
inverted colour. I can't do it. Oh, dear. Got to sort that out. I need to go back to the normal blooming old right stick as my main stick.
Yeah.
It throws me every time. I keep trying to go left and right with the left one, whereas that's now up and down sort of thing.
Inverted, yeah.
Yeah, it just throws me. So yeah, I mean, there was only one place that fairway could really go. I could have taken it through there, but I just thought, from where I want to finish up, it's got
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
a dog leg in it, really.
It has to be really just to get us finishing back up at the clubhouse.
The only thing we can really do is we could pinch this cliff line a lot tighter. Do you know what I
I
mean?
honestly think there's nothing wrong with the fairway, mate.
No, I'm
It,
just
it,
looking at the sort of just for a visually kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Can we make it more memorable visually? But yeah, we'll go back to this bit first. So, like you said, you can come down to this flatter land, can't you?
that's probably what I would look to play just for the
Mm,
lie at my feet, you know?
mm-hmm.
I know it's going to leave you a longer shot in, but I also think as well, I'm probably getting a better look at the green.
Play it from here. Have a look. Yeah, it just maybe brings those, especially on a headwind, brings those bunkers into
Yeah, I was
play
just
more.
looking at the layout of the green. I think because I'm a draw player,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to land that right at the green, you
Down here
know, and
somewhere.
you're probably playing pretty safe because anything left of the pin,
Mm-hmm.
the ball's drifting off to that bottom tier.
It's not a pin
That's
you're
then a
gonna. Mm.
tough. I mean, you could attack it, but it's going to take real precision. But your misses, you want to miss right.
All you've got is that area there, isn't it, to hit
Yeah,
into.
you're talking about a 7 by 7 yards, 14 yards. You know,
You can try and
don't
maybe.
have much.
I mean, that bumping it up there is a bit too severe. You kind of
Yeah,
know you
that's
can
a
take.
steep.
You can take a bit of pace off by hitting that red up away that way. It's
So
hitting that
let's hit a shot into there then, Steve. So it's playing. So you're looking for what's your 200 club?
2045.
I think if you go almost half backspin on the meter, I think that should be about bang on.
But yeah.
Aim a little bit more right.
Mhm.
Keep going, yeah, about there.
But yeah.
That see that set note, zoom back in again.
Mhm.
to see that middle. Go
Yeah.
left 1 square. Left 1 square. There. That's where I would
Just
hit
on
that.
that
Yeah,
line,
just on that line there.
Yep, gotcha. Right, let's hit it.
Because Tiger's a fade.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I just want to see if this does hold that.
It's a lovely line.
There we go.
Yeah,
So that's why I would, from my point of view, if I was playing this course, that's why I would go there, because I felt I had more green to work with at that angle than I did coming in from the other angle, if you know what I mean.
yeah, but I didn't like how you put that within a few foot there, mate.
That's why I'm here, mate.
Nah, yeah, that.
Available all week.
Where are we? 18.
I knew you'd be able to stick that with the right shot. That was with a full backspin.
So it's a case of this pin here. Then you could make that 1 and that 4. Whatever one you think's harder to get to, because that's quite. You've got all that room there to work with, which you just.
That
did.
one's really accessible.
Whereas this one isn't, is it?
No, that's a different kettle of fish, pal.
So we change that to 1 for now. Try that shot. We could leave this as 2 or 3 or something. Do you know what I mean? One of the more accessible days. Move that to that, and then pin 3. So I'll do it for a minute. So let's have a look at our line there. I would like to slope that down a bit more. And then we'll play the same shot on this.
Play the same shot and see if.
Yeah, see what you can do with it. You look at the shot and I'll play it. You tell me where you want it. Try a few inches down just to get a bit of movement coming back.
Yeah, I think you need a little bit more movement. Yeah, that beads are moving a little bit quicker.
So it was about here.
192 is a little bit closer. Yeah, see, I'm probably contemplating. I mean, if you want to stick it, I'm probably contemplating using the slope as a buffer, like you suggested.
Mm-hmm. So you're looking
probably
at the front.
have to. So 204 you would have to play, Steve. And I would go. Like, could you pull it back to like 98? Can you do that with perfect swing?
Yeah, you can put it back to whatever you want. That's the easy thing about it. You haven't got a partial anything, you can just swing it.
So that perfect swing, is that where the ball's going to land?
Yeah.
With the elevation?
Yeah.
Taking it. So pull it back to 98 and add half the meter again backspin. Because I want to see how this is going to react. Because I don't think that's going to hold that with a. Because you're coming in there with a 5 iron. I mean, I'm amazed if we can hold that, and I don't think.
Where do you want it
I still. Right? I don't think you'll hit the upslope yet. So I think this will land on the top of the green, and I don't think there's any way of holding that. I would keep going right a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just about there.
Okay. Right.
Now that should run off the back.
Yeah, we should come down a lot more now.
Right, perfect. So I do think you would have to use the slope as a buffer, Steve.
So we'll come back.
With that wind, because a 5 iron is not going to stick on a 6-pin. So it's going to have to be. Wait a minute, you're 193. Try your 6 iron.
6 iron there, about here.
And have no backspin or nothing. Yeah, just
hit that.
Left a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just that. No, right on the edge of the green, just where the fringe is. Yeah, just there.
That's right. I'm hoping we're gonna hit the front.
Yeah.
Kinky.
There we go. Because that's the shot I would look to play.
I love you guys the way you calculate it. It's all maths, isn't it? Really. as
It
in
is, mate. It is.
obviously
There
then
is a lot of.
you got to execute the shot, obviously, but
Still got to
working,
execute
of
shots. You've got
course,
to
yeah,
remember, you're on perfect
of
swing
course. That's
here,
what
but
I mean. That's the skill, but the maths is, you can work out where you're going to hit.
yeah,
Quite, it's clever. It's nice. So
I
yeah, I
I would
mean,
still, I would still miss that putt though.
yeah, yeah. But then you've executed the perfect shot to hit that spot. So,
Well, you've
but
been rewarded for that. That's a worldie. Let's be fair. That's a worldie you've just played into there, mate.
mm,
So I don't think there's anything wrong with the approach shot, Steve. I like it.
okay.
So can we go? Can you play that from the other side of the fairway, like where
Mhm.
you played the original shot, and let's just see
Mhm.
what we've got to work with.
We would have been up about here, wouldn't we?
I think you were up there, kicks
Yeah.
towards the sand.
Give or take, we'll play it from here.
It should be about
Same
10, 20
range.
yards shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And you don't have the as much elevation, do we?
11. No, no, we're up quite a lot now on this second ledge. This is the
So
top ledge.
I would like to think you could attack this pin now with your 8-iron and just
Mhm.
apply
A little bit of
half
spin.
meter, half meter of backspin.
Mhm. So what you going? Got to be the 8-iron.
8-iron, yeah, with half meter of backspin, and you'll have to aim a little bit more to the right here because we're going to
It's
get
gonna,
more
yeah,
more height.
elevation, more height. Yeah. Okay. Half.
Yeah, right. Not as much as that. Just up again on the yeah there,
Mhm.
and then probably aim where the fringe is
Mhm. Oh. Yeah.
and go. Just slowly move away from the green until I'll say stop. Just slowly. No, to the right. To the right.
Mhm. Mm.
Keep going. 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 Now there. That's where I would play that.
Mhm. Okay.
Because tigers fade.
Mhm.
And let's see if we can stick it. Right,
So
the
come
wind
off.
didn't hit us as much.
No.
That I reckon. So play that again
Mhm. Just go
because it
rewind.
is the club.
Yeah. Dee-dee-dee.
So I think you could go full backsman then, Steve, because that wind was slightly helping.
Back.
And aim a little bit more left, 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 left. There. For some reason, that wind just didn't seem to hit us as much. And I reckon it should be right at the pin, and we should stick it. There we go.
Mhm. So what can we
I mean,
do
that's
to
an
make that
8-foot
more
putt.
awkward? Oh, I've missed it. What can we do to make that more awkward then?
Yeah. Um, I
Yeah, we
mean,
haven't. We
with
haven't.
with not perfect swing on, you've got to take into consideration the lie at your feet, which is going to
Totally.
make that a little bit more difficult.
Mhm.
But I think let's see the tee shot again.
Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Yeah, it's Daniel Robbins. We haven't got an island green now. No, the closest thing we've got is the one I just showed you.
I
So
mean, it's an expansive fairway. With this wind, there's no hazards in play really.
I mean, it still needs sculpting.
Yeah,
I need to fine tune, obviously, the sculpting. This is one I just drew very quickly.
yeah, it's just first draft, isn't it?
Mm.
Um,
Did you get a new mic? Your voice sounds a lot different.
it
Uh,
sounds a lot better.
Daniel Robbins, that was.
Oh, thanks, Daniel. Yeah, I think I got this mic a good few weeks ago, pal. But yeah, it's an upgrade on the headset I had. Slowly working on upgrading my stream setup.
And that bunker needs sculpting. The whole fairway needs sculpting. I like the idea of the double tier, but it's a bit excessive at the moment. It needs a bit more blending in.
Yeah, I do like the double tier fairway. I mean,
Mm.
I don't think it's the tee shot's the problem here. I don't mind the tee shot whatsoever. I just
Mm-hmm.
think the approach shot with like the way we've played it is pretty easy to execute.
So
So
look at maybe a different pin position.
I think I
Do
think
you
we
know what I mean?
need to look at a slightly different pin position.
Obviously, like I said, I want to make 1 and 4 the two hardest.
Yeah,
They're the ones that people are mostly going to play.
I agree.
You know, so 2 and 3, I don't mind them being
So
scoreable.
see that pin that we said, the second one that we just played, Steve.
That's,
See if you move that
mm-hmm.
towards the front of the green, probably 2 grids.
This way or this way.
Yeah, no, that first way.
It's the same line.
Same line,
Mm-hmm.
just 2 grids.
God, they've got to fix that. 2 grids.
Just yeah, so that there's one, there's two, yeah, in there.
Oh, gold. That one, yeah.
Yeah, that one there, pal.
Mm-hmm.
And then see, so if you move right on your screen or up now,
Where this way?
if we could just add that as that runoff a little bit more severe there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how we've gave that probably about eight boxes, 8 squares of flatness? If we could just
Mm-hmm.
create that to about 6 and just get that so it is going to run off. Because like you say, with what you're wanting pins 1 and 4, yeah, that's a lot more movement there.
It's kind of forcing you to use this area here now as your
That's
safer
what I was
area.
starting to think.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that we've now got to contemplate. You can still use the buffer of the false front, which is going to take a lot of skill depending on the wind. But
Mm-hmm.
I now have to think that you've got to aim left of that pin now.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's see how that plays now if we try and recreate the same shot. Because I think that could, just having that pin ever slightly so closer to that false front and then having that runoff past the pin a little bit tighter to the flag is going to completely change how we execute this shot.
It's such fine margins in it.
It really is.
But again, I've only just drawn this green out very quickly. We can do anything to this hole. I mean, we could change the shape of the green. I mean, I don't know if that's going to make much difference, really. What we can do with the shape of it ain't going to really affect the approach.
So what was it we had? It was an 8 iron we had in, wasn't it?
Yeah. And probably a few yards shorter than I was before.
Yeah, that's
169.
fine then. So we'd have to go 7. And what you're going to have to do here is apply full backspin and then probably hit 98%, Steve.
Yep. That's
And
90
then
yet.
let's aim just to the right of the green. Just about there.
Yep.
And let's see if what happens with the 7 iron floated in. Is that still going to stick?
Should run off now, surely.
There we go, mate. Now that is a tough putt. You've still got a birdie opportunity, but it's a lot tougher putt than what we had. But can we try the 8 iron? Because I think that's going to be the
number.
just to see. Obviously, the lower the more loftier club we have, the more action we can get on the ball. I think you're going to have to move the ball slightly closer.
That is that's 100%.
Yeah, I think we'll have to see that. That'd be interesting. Then if we could see that, let's see if the using the false front as a buffer works. So apply a little bit of topspin.
Enough.
Not as much, I don't think. Yeah, just that,
Mm-hmm.
and then execute the same shot. Probably bang on there. Let's see if we can kick it up that false front. See if it's got enough zing on it
Mm-hmm.
to get up there. Oh, we've actually carried it.
Perfect there.
I mean, sometimes you just got to say as well, Steve, what a shot. You know?
Right, you're landing it in like a 3 grid radius there, aren't you? You know what I mean? To try and you've only got 3 raw reds to hit, and you're hitting those 3 reds. Just looking at the front of the green to see what we could do. If there's anything in that little area we can do. So it's not maybe if it wasn't if that wasn't there, if it was flat, for example. What could we do? Where am I? 80.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we don't have an upstop to stop it on.
Mm.
Would you lose your panoramic views of the
No,
green that you wanted then? No.
no, I don't think so.
I
That's
think
just
maybe if you just lowered it
say,
ever so slightly so you don't have that as a buffer,
say
it's going to
that.
be a far difficult shot again.
Well, I'm just sort of looking at this shape. I don't know off the top of my head. So,
Okay, there we go.
making it a lot flatter there.
Yeah, that's a lot flatter.
But what would you do in that scenario? Say, let's just put that in for a second. Because I said all this needs sculpting, but I've just flattened everything else out around it, so we haven't got our runoff as much as we did.
Yeah, I would say
before.
that's probably a tougher shot because we've got firm greens. And if
Well,
we're coming in with, so could you just play the hole
hole.
from the tee box and
Mm-hmm.
let's put the wind in our faces.
Just looking at the movement because I've obviously just flattened everything out there.
There's not much movement there now.
No, because I've just flattened that whole area, so all I've got to do is just dip this side back down a tad, not that much.
And you've got it running left to right, haven't you? Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll just dip away a little bit more behind.
Yeah, they're speeding up.
Now 3 inches will be loads.
There we go. Yeah, that's more like it.
So
It's more
try
like
that.
what the putt was like.
What's
So if you play it from a tee, but you'll have to change the wind.
What do you want?
In our faces, which I think is northeast, or was it, or east, is it?
Let's try northeast. See what we got. Not 100% sure.
Yeah, we're changed it right. No, it's not northeast. Southwest. Or is it just going to be full on south?
Maybe full on south. Hi, Ollie X. Hello. God, I'm losing where I am, mate, every time. Back here. Play hole south, west, or just south, we'll try. Play away. God, what?
How on earth?
Yeah, that's right, because south we know is running down the course, and that from that Tiger's hat going off into the distance is south.
Yeah. In fact, just play that. Hold on, play this, because that's going to be a tough approach shot. So, obviously, with this wind, I would look to be... Yeah, I think I would want to be as far down the fairway as possible.
Yeah, you'd want to be up on this top tier, so
Yeah,
aim for the middle.
And I think we could achieve getting on that top plateau, yeah, with that wind.
Yeah, we should sit between that bump and that bunker somewhat.
But with that wind, this is going to be a tough approach shot, I do believe. Yeah, so we're up. So it's going to be a lot shorter then, so it's going to be 8 iron by default. That wind's slightly hurting us, so you're going to have to... What does 9 iron, how does that look with Tiger?
What's that? I've got a little box of people
That's
watching.
7.
Cheers, yep, I can see.
9. No, 9's not getting there, Steve, now. So you're going to have to go 8 iron, and I think we could afford to go full backspin.
Yep, right.
Because now we've got a flat green, and then obviously just hit it well.
Yeah.
Aim left, keep aiming left, 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 because anything right, that pins off. Yeah, that should do. Right, wait a minute, Steve, that wind's changed on you. You're going to have to
12.
take off the backspin.
Halfway.
It's just went in our face. Keep going. Yeah, about there.
Tiny bit.
Because that wind's just hurting us. This is going to be interesting to see how quickly it sits on this flat green.
Too easy.
That's a worldie.
Mm.
So it does sit pretty easy then, eh?
Preferred it the other way.
Yeah, so did I.
With the buffer, with the little bump there. Change that back 2 seconds. Hello, Alan. How you doing, buddy? We're trying to work out some strategy, mate, on this green tonight. We have to push it a few times till it registers.
I certainly think it was a more challenging shot with the false
Definitely.
front, Steve.
Definitely.
It just takes more skill to
Yeah.
use that as a buffer rather than the flat green, because I think that was just far too easy.
Yeah.
Like someone like Leo would, you know, you're just giving him a birdie with that pin.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we had before, Alan. We was just trying to see if we could do it any different. But I can't seem to get it back now. No matter how many times I push square. I've lost it. Never mind. I'll just... Oh, there it is. It's coming back now. One more. There it is. There she's back. Yeah, that's how we had it before.
Yeah, that's about exactly how we had it.
Yeah. So
now that's a tougher shot, because with a lofted 8 iron, that's probably hitting that false front and just coming backwards, isn't it? With that pin location.
yeah, I'm just trying to read what a few of the lads are saying. I've got Alan and B down throwing in some comments. I mean, he was talking about I've got that runoff back down to the fairway, so that was how we had it originally. We was just trying to see if we could stop this bumping shot here and just stopping it. We was looking at behind more, weren't we? Of being able to slow it down. And then B down was saying something about the hole. I just couldn't quite read it quick enough. Can you get live chat up, just because I would like to engage with people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll get live chat. Hold on, pal.
Thank you, mate. That's just so awkward for me to try and do it all at once and read. It's a bit of a, like I said, I'm like that multitasking. Anyway, we've just basically drawn this pole out rough, and we're just trying to see what we can do.
Yeah,
with it.
Bidan just saying make that a downwind. It's a tough tee shot with high winds.
Yeah, sorry, he's put something about the wind, yeah.
Alan says maybe a runoff for the back right pin down to a fairway collection area.
Tougher approach, yeah. Oh yeah, with the wind behind you, yeah.
So let's play that now then, Steve, with the wind directly in our face. With that pin. And let's have a high wind. Is it going to be east then? That's in our face.
Let's try it. I think so. So it's going to be east or west. Six pack in the buses, please, as that's where I'll be.
No, what? How's east with us now? So it's got to be west then.
It's always going to be the last one we
Mate,
try.
what is going on here?
It's always going to be the last one we tried, mate. Or the sod.
Right,
Yeah.
so west is going to be in our face, so...
Now we know. I've lost the hole again. Let's get back to west. Christ, play away. Let's go.
Right, so obviously now I'm looking to be below the bunker
Yeah.
and leave ourselves that flatter lie. But
Yeah.
it's going to be a lot. You're going in here with probably about a 5 iron now, I would assume.
Yeah, which is going to make that approach completely different again, isn't it? So let's just play that. See
Well,
where we
like
sit.
we've said, this course is highly impacted by the wind. So there's a 6 iron. So yeah, probably well. But that's where this buffer comes into play now for us if you're good enough to execute it. So 6 iron. See with his perfect swing, that's still, yeah, 5 iron's too long with that perfect swing. It's
Well,
telling
even
us,
though
so
it's
that perfect swing does all the calculations for you, yeah?
well, it does all the lie at your feet as far as I know. I haven't got to do any of
Yeah, but
that.
I think even with the elevation, so if you come back to the 6 iron, I think that's telling us that's where it's going to land.
Yeah, but it's not calculating the wind
The wind.
or
So
the elevation. I don't
so
think it.
6 iron's not getting there. So you're going to have to go, it's playing 203 to the pin with the elevation. And then with that wind. So this is the shot here that, like, for me, if I had to go at this pin, I am playing this yardage now, and I'm trying to use that false front as a buffer. So just play that shot, 204. Aim a little bit left, Steve.
Oh, sorry
Oh,
about it.
that's okay.
Happy trigger finger.
The yardage wise,
Set that buffer. It's whether it comes off now. It should come
yeah.
off.
So I think a little bit of topspin would potentially get us there. Then
Same shot. I won't move anything
just
else.
rewind, shot.
Yeah, I won't change anything else.
So aim a little bit more left than what you did, and add a little bit of topspin. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. There, and obviously hit it through. And I would like to think that we could run up this false front and give ourselves a putt. Should release up. Get up.
Nice.
Right, I love that then, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely love it. Because you're having to go up another club then.
Yeah. What I would also like to do is maybe make this a little bit more punishing down there so it runs back a little bit further, do you think? Because these bunkers are doing nothing.
Yeah, they're just a visual aid, really, aren't they? So what you're on about, you would like some more severe runoff there?
A little bit. What do you think? It's not.
What's that feeding back into the bunker?
That was chippable, wasn't it? I think a half decent chipper would still fit.
Yeah. I mean, like 70%, 80% of players now are getting up and down for par from there.
Oh yeah, I was thinking more of them attacking it for birdie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you could angle that a little bit more. That potentially if you don't get up, that ball is going to feed naturally down into the hazards.
Or speed input there.
And that's probably going to change your thought process as well. Yeah, he's just saying punish the player for being short there.
Yeah. Well,
I wouldn't make it overly punishing though, Steve.
I'm not trying to make it too much. I just like to see it run back to this fringe more back here.
Yeah, back into that rough.
Be a little bit more of an uphill chip rather than.
I mean, we were so close to running that up. I mean, I thought that was a really good shot we played. If I would be pretty aggrieved if that ball went in the bunker from there.
Oh yeah, no, I don't want that. No, definitely not. No, I was just trying to get it to run back to the fringe more because it sort of stopped about halfway, didn't it?
I mean, we were.
Didn't it?
I reckon we were about an inch.
I'd like it to run back to
from that holding.
So I wouldn't mind you having to play that from the heavy rough.
Yeah, that's now. I mean, it's a super flop, really, isn't it? If you're in the heavy rough, you're just going to use a super flop. So that's what I'm saying, mate. There's so many ways round a tough shot now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That I'm just looking to play the super flop there.
Yeah.
Which I would probably prefer over the chip. If you're with me. The chipping for me I find really inconsistent. Whereas a super flop, I know if I play a good shot, I'm up and down for par.
Sure. What I was thinking of is I just didn't want to leave it up here for them to have the opportunity to chip for birdie. That was
Yeah.
all I was thinking. I just wanted to
Still
make
not
that.
the easiest of chips, though, to be fair. I
It's
mean,
not, but I just wanted it to run to here to make it even harder. That was all I
yeah.
was thinking. Do you know what I mean?
So let's rewind that then. Even after you've done that, can we go and
I
rewind and see
don't
what
think so,
happens?
no, because I'm not in play anymore. No.
Just
No,
play the
but.
tee shot again then. That's the only way you're going to get it
Hmm.
accurate with that wind.
Hmm. West high, everything done. Yeah.
So obviously we want to be below the bunker again.
Yeah. Should be about right.
Gives us that flatter lie at our feet.
Yeah.
And then this is it really. That's such a difficult shot now, Steve. I mean, you're talking about margins because
Hmm.
if you're 7 feet past that pin, it's off. It's off down the back, you know. So
Everything is difficult there because if you go left of the pin,
yeah.
you've got a downhill putt.
So let's see how that ball comes back off the green now. So what did we hit there? You hit 204
Hmm.
and apply a little bit of topspin, like we did.
What
Keep
was
going,
it?
keep going, keep going, keep going. It was 207. It
Okay.
said we were going to, yeah, so play that. And let's see. I mean, that's full topspin.
Yeah.
And like I
It's.
say, we've got to factor in we're playing perfect swing here,
Oh yeah.
as well. It's easy to forget that,
It is. It is.
if you're
Definitely.
hitting a closed contact here, a pool, you're in a big bother. I would just
Yeah.
aim a little bit left.
Well, it's just I can tell how hard it's playing by how much you're having to think about it.
Yeah, well,
Do you know what I mean? When
really
do
having to
you know
think.
the first shot you set up? You said, "I'll just go 3 goods right, a little bit there, and we bang, and we hit it within 3 or 4 foot." Didn't
Yeah,
we?
we hit it one
Now
too
you're
easy.
thinking more. I can hear that you're thinking
Yeah,
more. You
well,
know what I
yeah,
mean? So
it's now
working
it's
more.
got you thinking of your approach
Yeah.
because you're now thinking where your miss is going to be. But
Yes.
let's see if this does fail to get up.
So there.
Yeah, just hit that there, pal. And
Mhm.
I mean, if it doesn't get up, let's see how your runoff punishes the shot now.
That's gonna come
See,
back.
it's the exact same. We've just failed to get up there, mate.
Yeah. I want it to come back to that fringe and just nestle there. Perfect.
Yeah, and then this is what I'm saying. No, this is where your super flop comes into play, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm quite happy them getting blooming par from there. Do you know what I mean? I'm not worried about that. But I just don't want them to be able to think, oh, this is an easy chip in for birdie. Because you've got to try and stop it. It's always going to run away a little bit, and now you've got a nasty little.
Yeah,
Obviously, you're saying they're going to flop. I'm looking at
I would
both.
super flop it
Yeah.
from the heavy rough. You'll get. But if you can putt like that, mate, it doesn't matter where you're on the green.
No.
Now,
No.
what about a crosswind then? Because I think it's the only wind we've not played the full hole with on that pin.
Yeah. There's not a lot I can do about that flop. I was just trying to make it less easy for the chipping for you know. Do you know what I mean? That was all I was thinking. As you both said, this and Lee said, you can't. There's so many shots now, you can't bloody cover them all.
No, you
Just
can't. You
looks
can't take it into factor. I
no.
mean, Alan suggested maybe a slightly smaller green,
Smaller
but
green, yeah.
how big is the? I don't think the green's that small, is it?
I tried to make it so
I don't think it's too big. Sorry,
I could
for
have
your different pins, but you could take it in, I guess.
you could pinch certain areas like this corner could be pinched a bit tighter, and maybe the back a little bit tighter across there.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So it's not as deep.
but let's see how the crosswind plays then, Steve, from tee box to green.
Mhm.
Either or, it doesn't matter.
I'll just pinch a little bit of that. It ain't gonna make much difference at the minute, but I don't
I
know
mean, the green size is not going to affect this pin.
what we're doing. No, totally. So I'm back with you now, mate. Let's go again. So what do you want now?
Just a crosswind.
Crosswind, so it'll be a north or a south. If you want it left to
North,
right,
north or south, either or, pal. Yeah,
doesn't
whatever
matter.
one you want.
Okay,
No, either or.
okay. We'll do it, whatever one comes north. Play all 18. Just
Because
gonna
that's really going
save
to
quick.
change your approach shot as well.
Sound stressed? I'm not stressed in the slightest. That's my thinking. That's my thinking voice.
Yeah, that's his brain ticking away, Al.
Yeah, I don't think well, mate. Don't like to use the brain too often. Play all 18.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this plays with the crosswind, pal. Potentially, this could be the hardest wind. Probably here, I'll be
Still
honest.
lower.
I'm playing a big fade, and I'm still want to be below the pin just for that flat lie. I would fade it personally just to make sure you're losing some yardage off the tee, because Tiger's still hitting at 289. Aim a little bit more right, Steve. Keep aiming right.
Where do you want to go?
Right.
Top
Yeah.
tier?
No.
No.
Just so not as far right as that though, pal, because
Mm-hmm.
we're fading it. Yeah, just about there, and that should still collect below the bunker. Just try to take a little bit of yardage off it so we don't run into that bunker, because Tiger does hit it well. Yeah, see that fade just took the... Why that still ran out. So play it from here anyway, so heavy rough, let's see. It's a really tough shot now, that.
Yeah.
I mean...
I wouldn't fancy putting it that close at all.
So if I was playing this, I don't think you can go at the pin here.
No.
Personally.
It's got to be at sort of 10 o'clock to the left of the flag, that area there.
So I would go up to the 5-iron. It's heavy rough.
See,
I don't play perfect swing, so
I'd be looking to land it somewhere here.
You can't go past the pin, but I mean, I'll be honest again, in a perfect world, I'm trying to use the slope. I think it's the only way of getting a birdie.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not perfect swing. I've never played, so I think you might have to go. What's Tiger's? Has he got a 4, or is it going to go to a 3?
4.
Yeah, he's got a 4. I would actually hit that, because does the perfect swing take the lie percentage into account? Do you know?
It does. The only thing it leaves, I think, I'm only doing it. I've only used it from what we've used it on. I'm guessing is the elevation and the wind you've got to account for. And
right.
when you're setting up the shop, everything else.
Let's hit the 4-iron then and just see how it reacts.
What one?
Probably just have to aim a little bit more right. Yeah, there, perfect. It's going to be interesting to see how this comes out. Why? Yeah. So see that does take everything in. So rewind it, Steve. Perfect swing takes everything into consideration, mate. That clearly took the lie percentage in as well. So it's going to have to be your 5-iron, I think. We hit 4, so go down to 5. And I would apply a little bit of backspin. Not that it's going to do much coming out in the raft, but let's see how that reacts then. And if that lands on the green,
are you happy with that?
It's gone.
Just for the rightness.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hasn't really turned over much. No.
Yeah, see, you can't miss the fairway there with that pin if you want birdie. That's gone. That doesn't go in, it's off the green, is it? No. Oh, Steve, you're a dab hand at the short game now, pal.
Yeah, with the perfect swing, I'm alright now.
I think strategy-wise the hole's fine, Steve, because can we play it with a win with us then? And then let's just see, because that's really going to leave... Let's see if we can attack it now still, because it's probably going to be like a 9-iron in with Tiger's distance.
Well, now we can obviously go top tier. So.
Yeah, it's going to be top tier now. Oh, no, that's the winds to the right.
Oh, it was east.
Yeah, B Dan, you're 100% right, mate. You're not making birdie there unless the golfing gods are with you, pal.
So it'd be west.
Thanks for the thanks for the feedback anyway, guys.
Yeah,
Great
it's
to see you
cool.
in here supporting Steve, and yeah, it is a good watch.
Cool. That's
So
what we
let's go
want.
the win with us, Steve.
So it'd be a west, wouldn't it?
Yes, I think it
Well,
was, yeah.
mate, yeah, priority. Fuck's sake.
Oh, it's not west, it's east.
Somebody fire me. Need to be sacked from this duty.
So east.
Yeah.
You'd think there'd be an easier way to do it, pal, than all these bloody
Well, just someone with half a brain, mate, would be easier, wouldn't it, mate?
menus you've got to filter through just to play test it.
I think I'd remember what way we was facing.
Yeah, so obviously we can go right here and get on that top
Yeah.
plateau, and I think
Now
it's probably going to be a 9 iron in here.
the only danger I've really got on this plateau is that little dip down to the right at the moment. If you're too far right.
You're not missing this fairway, really, are you? Let's be
No.
honest.
So what can we do? Is there anything we can do there that might make it more interesting?
I quite like it though, Steve, because
Yes.
imagine
The links in it, so a nice big.
it's a
open.
links course, pal. We've got enough hazards throughout the course. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
a match play environment down here. Say you're coming down a last all square. It's all going to come down to who's got the best approach shot, isn't it? Really, and it's not the easiest approach shots now. Not with that pin.
I mean, especially up here, there is a hell of a lot of undulation on the fairway up here, so it's also going to be down who's got the best lie.
Yeah, well, you're going to have an awkward lie at your feet here, regardless. You're not getting a flat lie here. That ball's going to be shooting
somewhere.
left at your feet here.
Yeah.
Like, that's a horrible lie if you didn't have perfect swing on.
Yeah. It's
So,
your feet, isn't it?
that is a huge drive, by the way. I thought it'd be 9 iron. It's going to be a lot less. So, zoom in. Let's see what we've got to work with. I mean, look at that. You've got very little window for error for attacking this pin, mate.
It's a nice pin now, isn't it?
So, perfect swing takes all that into consideration. I would just go a little bit backspin, Steve, but I don't think you can afford too much because I would do more. I would do a little bit more, there. And I mean, if we're too long, it's filtering off that little ridge.
Just of that
Yeah,
wind.
go one more square, because Tiger's a fade. Remember, keep going. Yeah, I would play it there. This is going to be interesting to see if this does hold.
No, it's gone. It's gone a bit.
It's a really tough shot that with that wind. I mean, you're still taking that.
I would have liked to have seen. I still would like to have seen that roll on a few more foot. So are you happy with that?
I mean, that's a tough putt.
That's no gimme.
That's a 1-in-5 putt for me personally. With my putting ratio, maybe 1-in-6.
It's no gimme, is it?
Watch you make it, and you have. No way.
Well, like I say, I've been playing these greens now for so long. I'm used to the speed of them. So once it gets published and I try and do that again, I won't be able to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think, right?
I was just thinking maybe we could.
A lot of our holes off the tee consist of real accuracy and good execution. I would probably say that's the only drive that you could probably get away with a non-perfect. You know, and then it's all coming down to your approach shot, Steve.
But I mean,
that's not an easy approach shot.
This landing area's got a lot of undulation on it, so you're never going to get a nice flat lie up here. There's not really anywhere flat.
No, and if you bail to the left, which you wouldn't with that wind, really, you know. But you've got to remember, not everyone's hitting 289 off the tee either. I mean, Leo's only 279. I'm 286.
Needs a lot of sculpting still. I'd like to leave a flatter area tighter to the bunker. So you're going to think, I want to get in that flatter area, you're going to have to take that bunker on. You know what I mean? And leave half this side of the fairway more undulating. What do you think?
I don't know. I quite like that top tier with the undulation because I would then say you're favouring the
But
longer hitters.
I was just thinking.
I mean, do you want that bunker in play, or do you want it just as a visual aid?
Well, I
That's what you've
wanted
got to
it.
think about.
I wanted it more for obviously just cutting the corner. I don't know whether
Like if you want, if that, I mean, I would never, I would that bunker's never really in play
it's only in
at
play
any
from
point
that
really.
short from the short one, really, isn't it? If you miscalculate laying up
If
short,
you miscalculate it, it's the only way that bunker's in play.
but the only way I can
But the standard of player is
guarantee
probably not
that.
going to make that error.
No, the only way you can guarantee that is by dipping that down a bit more, so they're going to filter down into there more. This is exaggeration.
I mean,
So, I mean,
if you wanted that bunker to be more of a pest, I would cut it more into the fairway. So players do have to then go over it. But
I'm happy to do anything. Mate. I'm happy to do anything. This was a hole.
yeah, I would just cut it in a little bit
I just,
if you want that to be more of a hazard than a visual aid.
I literally drew it out in no time at all. I wasn't thinking of keeping anything.
But my only concern would be there, mind you, the fairway cambers from right to left, yeah?
Mhm.
Because say we had a left wind, like a left to right diagonal wind, which is forcing you over that. Is your fairway sculpted enough that the ball will still hold?
You can sculpt it however you want. We'll get it going.
Because
Let's have a look.
if we're forcing players over at that right-hand side, I don't think the ball can kick into the rough at the opposite side, if you know what I mean. Got to camber the fairway so it will hold.
What's Alan saying?
B-Dan says there's a great pin. Alan's saying also an idea to punish long drivers in some holes. Yeah, definitely, Alan. I totally agree with that. So that bunkers are there for longer hitters, yeah. I think now the fact that Steve's cut that more into the fairway and raised it.
She's going to need a little bit of, obviously, work.
But I just think with the distance that you've got that, it's probably never really in play for any.
350 now. That's sitting that from the tee.
Yeah, that's a big difference then.
350.
So let's have a look at the tee box then. Play from the and let's just see how daunting that is from a tee box and see if it would change our mindset off the tee. I mean,
So can I go?
definitely not.
Can I go back to maybe what I mean? I don't know. What I was thinking, and see if you agree, was putting it back. I can change it again in a minute.
I mean, personally, the only way you're getting that bunker in play as a hazard is pulling it back about 20 yards. But then you're favouring the bigger hitters and the shorter hitters. That's going to be an extremely long shot in, or you're going to have a horrible. You're forcing them to go right with an undulated lie at a longer shot.
All I was thinking of for any possible bigger hitters was pinching.
I personally don't see a problem with a. I don't see a problem with a hole, mate.
Was pinching that in for the longer hitters.
Yeah, I mean, I quite like the hole. I quite like the fact that the fairway it's wide. It's something we've not had on any of the other holes because most of the holes precision really is required and thought process off the tee. Personally, I think this is the only hole that we've said to the golfer, right, you can hit a purely executed shot, but how are you going to handle the approach shot? Because the challenge is the approach shot.
Fair enough, yep. No worries. I agree.
Right, I mean, it's a tough approach shot, that, Steve.
Yeah. No,
and any wind in that pin now. I mean, you've got like a 6-yard window to work with, depending on if it's a wedge or a 5-iron or a 6-iron.
Mm-hmm.
You're really going to have to change how you approach it, because if you're going in there with a longer iron, you are then looking to
Trying to
use that
stop it.
false front.
To stop it.
Otherwise, you don't really have a shot. And if it
No.
is a wedge, as you've seen, and you're trying to attack it,
Mm-hmm.
you've got to get the spin right, because if you
Spin
come
off.
up short, it's going to spin off, and if you
Mm-hmm.
don't get it bang on, you're
Mm-hmm.
still, as you've seen, you made the putt, we were still like 10 feet past.
Yeah.
But I think that's the only hole from that I can recall that we're saying to the player, right, there you go, that's a big, wide, expansive fairway. We're giving you a 3-shot at the green here. You know, we're basically saying you're going to be hitting off the fairway, but you can still miss that fairway, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but yeah.
It's rare, but you can still miss it. But all the challenge to this hole is the approach. Like, imagine being all square here, coming down the 18th. You're both on the fairway, and then it's whoever gets closest to the pin, really, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Or imagine, hey, say you're coming down here in a society, because this is what this course will be mainly used for. You're tied for the lead.
Yeah.
You've hit the fairway. You know yourself that a good shot is going to be rewarded, but it's a tough good shot. But if it goes wrong, mate, you're then maybe looking at bogey, and instead of having a share of the lead and going for the win, you're potentially dropping a shot and handing the guy at the top of the leaderboard who's in the clubhouse the win.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I'm thinking anyway, you know.
Yeah, no, I like it, mate. I'm happy to go.
I mean, right, you go and play the hole. I won't say nothing. I won't give you any feedback.
I'm happy with how you've done it, buddy. I agree with everything you say. I'm happy.
But let's just see how you would play
Because
it.
my mind's run out of ideas, really. I mean, my brain's mush at this point of this design. And I drew that out very quickly as the concept of being a dog leg, having some sort of hazard for the big drive across, and then just protecting the front of the green. That was all I really had in mind of strategy on this hole. And I put the spine down the middle because I wanted it to either be long or short.
Yeah, I like that spine.
That is it.
And we've got the false front. I mean,
that is my brain is now gone.
It's a tough approach shot.
So I'm happy to go with whatever you think, buddy. Honestly, on this.
So let's play it one more time then.
Mm-hmm.
And you select the wind.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's actually what I like about this hole, Steve. There's so many different options here that we're considering at the play of this pin.
I'll just save this for a minute, quick.
Yeah, Alan's saying it's very good, Steve. Don't overthink it.
Yeah, I can't. But when it comes to the little the final little minutiae of how a player plays it, this is why I want Lee's input. You know what I mean? And I'm happy to go with it. Because that's about as much as I can think of in strategy.
Let's play it from the tee box then, pal.
Mm-hmm. Play it. I put it on a
There's a lot of strategy in this hole. I mean, don't get me wrong. You could still go horribly wrong here off the tee with a miscalculation, as we did with the fade.
Well, this makes it a lot harder to hit that top shaft.
This a tough win now. Like what are you calling here? What are you doing here? Are you playing on?
Playing down here.
I choked.
I'm playing down.
Has Tiger got the choke tee shot?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think just to be safe, mate, I would probably play that and.
I'd even probably bring it back a bit.
Yeah, I was going to say I would take it back a little bit because I tried to play the fade the last time and we still ran out into that.
Especially with that wind, it should bring us round in front of that bunker. Now I did dip that land down in front of that bunker, so it should run on a little bit more now.
It should still hold there though.
Perfect, that's fine. Okay.
So this is a longer shot in, mate. It's tough. Yeah, I mean, it all depends how you want to play in your mindset here. If you need a birdie, that's a tough. I mean, this wind is going to help us, but so it's playing 202 white the wind. With that wind, it's probably playing about. Yeah, I think your club's perfect there, Steve.
Yeah, I would
because it's firm greens.
I would be playing that about here, somewhere around here.
Yeah, because you can't be too far right of the pin. You've got to take
No.
that right-hand side of the pin out of the equation. So I would just hit that and just see, because the perfect swing confuses me.
Does me. I don't know.
Why's the wind really grabbed that this time, and the last few
Hasn't it?
times it didn't? That's gone. That ain't sitting, is it?
It shouldn't do once it gets. What's that bit?
I'm amazed that's sat.
Yeah, everything's uphill from here. It's only 2 inches there. See, I could dip. I'm sure I need to dip that down another inch.
I would say
Do
maybe
you know
just
what I mean?
another inch, because
I'd like
lower
that to run
irons
on.
will run off.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
like that to run on a little bit further. That one. I think I've hit it too hard. Not hard enough. So yeah, I want that to run on a little bit more there.
Yeah, so lower that, then play the same shot. Because I'm pretty awestruck that that ball held there.
So
it was just an inch you wanted to take it down, wasn't it?
Yeah. Just about there. An inch.
There we go. I think you'll have to play the entire tee shot again, pal, to get a true reflection of where we were. So you played a choked approach with that wind. We bailed to the left.
I was going to save quick before I forget. Don't trust it at the moment. Anyone else getting a lot of crashes? I've been kicked out of this so many times. Way before I got to 100%. So it's not that. Yeah, mate. Yeah, same wind. Everything.
Yeah, just play it as the same wind, pal.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that, I'm amazed that ball held that here.
That's a nice.
So choked approach.
And back a bit.
I think it was 288. We hit it. 278. Yeah. Roughly that'll do. It's going to be the same club.
It's a nice light.
The lighting's bang on, by the way.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Good.
Right, so 5 iron, wasn't it? 204. There.
Up here, wasn't it?
That wind's just changed ever so slightly. Go a little bit more left, Steve. Because that wind for somehow really hit us the last time. Yeah, about there.
Yeah. Well, I've had quite a few on this design.
Right, you should be right at the pin here, but I don't think that sits.
We've caught that upslope this time, haven't we?
The wind just changed. It's not going to sit though. That should come all the way off. Yeah, it has.
Back to the fringe.
There you go, mate. I
Can't
think
do nothing else with that.
I don't think you can do anything else. You wanted pin 1 and 4 to be your toughest holes. I think it's fair.
I think
but
with
it's
that,
punishing.
With that run off behind the hole now, it makes that attacking that chip a lot harder.
Well, I think you now have to contemplate 1, like I've said, playing the false front, or 2, going left of the pin. You've really got to go left of the pin now, Steve. So can you rewind that shot, or is it going to go back to there?
Rewind that shot, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to give you the chip. That's a tough.
So you'd play a flop, yeah?
Yeah, I'm playing super flop all day long, pal. No, if you got super flop, yeah.
And club up.
So you're gonna have to obviously go up.
Yeah.
No, just play that one and move the cursor up 13 yards, 14 yards, and move the cursor up. Yeah.
I haven't got the super flop.
I'd go a little bit more because it's heavy rough, but like I said, I just don't know how much
Yeah. I know what you mean.
This perfect swing's doing the calculation for us.
Yeah.
See, that's a straightforward up and down, really, but I would rather the super flop the chip than the chip, personally.
I can't give it no more movement. There's still enough movement in there to put.
That's still a tough putt.
Yeah,
I miss putts like that daily, mate.
You can have a jittery fucking moment, couldn't you, and think, oh shit.
No, I think that hole plays really well, mate. It's probably just down to you now to fine tune it.
Yeah, it needs to be smoothed out and
just dress it up.
Yeah, I mean, I've got nothing left for planting wise on that hole, but
I genuinely like the strategy behind the hole now, Steve. I mean, like, it's a straightforward drive, and it's rare that we've had that situation on this course before. Because if you think about it, all our tee shots previously, you've had to think about it and execute good shots.
Yeah.
This hole's all about your approach and how you're going to approach that approach shot. You know, how are you going to play it? But anyway, pal, I'm going to have to jump off, mate.
Yeah. I mean, if I can get this ready, I mean, it should be pretty much ready for the weekend,
Yeah.
Friday.
Well, let me know if you're wanting to jump on. I'll be about tomorrow through the day. I'm not so sure about night time, but
Yeah, I
I
can't do
could.
the day because I've got the kids on at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing. I mean, the only other hole that I was going to look at very, 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 very quickly was this one. I mean, if there's a couple of the other guys want to stay on, I mean, and chat about it. There's nothing.
Yeah, I think it'd be great to get
Yeah,
some more community-based input into the
we're
course, pal,
we're
and they'll
talking.
get your thought processes thinking.
It's only these two holes really that I want to look at.
Yeah.
That's all, and it ain't gonna be major
Anyway,
changes. All right, buddy.
but right, oh pal, thanks for that, mate. Enjoyed it. Thanks for having me, pal.
No worries, lovely, mate.
Right,
Thank
see you
you.
later, Steve.
Catch
Thanks
you later,
again, mate.
mate.
Night,
Take
night,
care.
pal. See you later, stream. Take care now. Bye, bye, bye.
See you, mate. Yeah, so it was this hole here that I'm looking at. It's obviously the big dog leg to get onto this area here. And I'm happy with these two bunkers. Anything left of this bunker and you've got a massively long sort of shot in that is difficult. It's 244. You can't really afford to be left of that bunker. You've got to hit between the two bunkers. That fairway's there. Yeah, if you're designing yourself, yeah. It's just this one really that I wanted to look at, because if you got the right wind, you can cut across the top of this bunker and come down into this little trough here, and then you're looking at an easy shot. And it's just if there's anything I can do with that area. So I tried cutting in the lake a bit further because it was sitting quite flush out here, the lake. So if you do stray, you could drift towards it, but it doesn't camber down that much. But I found this hole really difficult the whole time I've been designing it from start to bloody finish. Because off the tee we've got a south, should be a north, I think, will help us. It looks alright off the tee, as in there. So if I'm hitting this shot here now with that wind, yeah, it doesn't quite look right, does it? I can easily hit that shot into that area there. What bit do you mean, Alan? Oh, I don't want to go back into edit. It's just because I'm cutting across. I'm cutting across the, like you say, the tee box is at an odd angle, isn't it? What was it, 14? Normally you'd expect the tee to be here, wouldn't you? So you're looking down and you've got a much harder drive, haven't you? So, I mean, what do you think about moving the tee box to over here more, at this angle? I'm wondering. 464 would seem like a harder drive, wouldn't it? So then you're carrying those bunkers rather than hitting through them. I I can't really go any more further over, can I? I can only really come to about here. I just wasn't happy with it. I haven't been happy with this hole at all once since I started it. It's been really bloody annoying. Just pinch them. Once I've changed the angle here, pinching them together might work more, mightn't it? Just move the fairway over, put that there for a minute. Bring that over. If I bought the tee with it, is it? No, it didn't. So, it's done that, isn't it? For God's sake. So, let's just flatten that out and have a look. Yeah, wouldn't need the left, no, I agree. It's doing nothing, is it? Can come out. Let's get that above that. Yep. Yep. So, look at that now. That left bunker, it doesn't work because, as well, if you're in it, you can't carry the green from there. And then you got to lay up either side of the water, so that bunker's definitely got to come out. It's not working at all. Hopefully. Flatten that out a bit. On the right. God, it's so hard to read what you're putting out sometimes, buddy. Because it only pops up on the bottom left hand corner for like a few seconds. It's this tongue you're talking about down there, yeah? I don't need it now so much. It was only had it in there before because it was from that angle it was giving you a chance, because if it was going straight across before and you couldn't hit the fairway sometimes in the wrong wind, so I had to put that in to try and make it work, but it threw out the rest of the hole. Still looks an odd hole at the moment. Get rid of this completely, yeah? You can see I only splined it in secondary fault. Whip that out. Whip that one out because that was going around the bunker. And just run that smooth up to there and back round, sort of thing. There's a few splines there that need to come out. Let's go this way. So we would come, around that, and that. Maybe even more. or other one level with your way. It doesn't even show me all the bloody everything you're writing as well. That's the other flipping nightmare thing. Move point. Just want to get rid of that light patch of grass. There's no point having this cutaway at all here either, is there? I may as well just continue the fairway along that line all the way up, and that'll look right, won't it? This bit of land here is not doing anything, is it? It's totally pointless. Yeah. Let me just delete this when my brain works. Before I forget what I'm doing. I will. That and that. Go. Wait for it to catch up now. There we go. Let's start out the equation. So doesn't need to do much more than that, really. Got that funky little thing there. These annoying little buggers here. Right. So I'll look at the drive from the tee. And let's get you a picture, Alan, quickly. Let's get it from above. Screenshot. Done. Play hole 14. I think that's been the biggest problem with this hole so far. The whole time has been the angle of the tee box. Bringing it over here now makes so much more sense. It's just making. It's a case of moving that bunker on the right over, isn't it? So have like two double bunkers. And then leaving that area out on the left. Because I want to try and stop people from trying to cut across that corner. But a big hitter might be able to do it. Put another bunker on that corner. I'm going to delete that shape because I don't like it. Cut away this fairway a bit, that's not a fairway. Actually that whole spline can be deleted. That leaves me that to move. That to move. See how many different splines I've bloody put there, can't you? I had a big dune on the corner. But over here, raise this area and put a bunker here. Have like a double bunker situation going on. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. God, see it, man. Get up there. Still got another annoying one. Yeah, okay. Get that to there. Just to continue that sort of shape, and I think. Needs a lot of flattening. More. Let's just draw a rough bunker in. Just for a minute. Bring that up. Just thinking about what to do behind it. I don't really want the fairway up there. So many bloody spline points on this course. Bring that down out the way completely for a minute. Just want this fairway out the way. And I can just draw it. It's a bit smoother coming around. It's a tee shot. With that elevation and that wind, let's have a look. Nice. That's not a nice scenario to be in, is it? A bit more left. Take a line from the bunker to the water edge on the left. Well, you definitely can't clear it, can you? It's going to have to be the perfect shot. Would be through there. And it runs away from you there. Low fairway right at the last bunker. Then I'm going to have to cut the water back more. What do you think? So come across here. I Probably I want to redraw this whole flipping fairway now. And delete all the others. Just draw one new one in. Cut that corner a bit, don't matter. So then we're going to be coming straight across here like this. Down, around, 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 around. Something like that for a minute. And every other bloody spline can go there. It only shows me the first part of the bloody chat which you're written there. If you're the only one, I think I've only got one person left watching at the moment, so it's only you. I'll send you that pic to you on Discord. Let's get rid of all these epoxy splines. Save some blooming memory. See how much grief I've had with this whole. Changed my mind about 20 times. Get rid of that heavy rough spline as well. And that one. I know it's just been such a nightmare of a hole that I've just couldn't figure out what the hell I was going to do with it the whole time. It's really been on me, getting on my nerves. Let me go on my phone now and just send you the pic so you can doodle what you want to show me. Boom, boom, boom. Captures. Save, download. I'll just send it to you on Discord now. Send it to my channel. Can't even seem to bring up my photos at the moment. And I'm clicking on the plus sign on Discord. Discord. Right, that's on there, Alan, on my channel on Discord. Don't really need that bit on the left either, do we? Need to think of it as more of a bloody conventional hole really now. Just take it across there like that. I've lost the plot with this hole now. Brain's gone to flipping mush. Delete the whole thing. The biggest benefit that we've done so far is change the angle. Completely happy with that. Thanks, mate. Cheers. So the yellow blob is the where you think the bunker should be, which is where we've done it roughly, isn't it? Like that. Run that round, take it all the way into the peninsula at that point, bring that lake round there more, and keep the rest of the fairway the way it was. Let's put that back. That's about where we was, wasn't it? So just continue it around there and off. That bit's got to come out. So that's going to be 358 to that point. So I think I should just continue this whole cutaway here. Just leave that bit of fairway. Cut it away sort of here to here. But leave the water part alone. If you want to chat on Discord, Alan, because it's easier for me to read it, if that's okay. I appreciate the help with this, mate, quickly. I know it's a pain, but as you can see, I'm just confused with this how my brain's gone to mush. Can't see an easy way out. I'm happy with both bunkers. So you carry on that fairway across there, like you said, and just cut this bit of water here. You think that's the best case scenario there? Still looks an odd fairway, doesn't it? Maybe I could just bring it around here just to make it look more natural. Off the tee. No, the tee's... Where's the tee? No, it doesn't, does it? Bringing it around there, really. That needs resculpting. Leave the water alone. What do I do with the fairway at the end there then? Terminate it back up to the end of the fairway again? Fit in a straight line. Or just... Never known a hole to give me so much trouble as this. Definitely can't carry it, can you? So that's going to be a problem now, isn't it? I don't want it plugging like that. Thanks, mate. Cement the fairway and bunkers and just leave the rest as it was. Yeah, so we've put that back as it was. It's just having that bunker there. I don't want that plugging in the top of it every time, so I might make it a little bit higher, that bunker. So hopefully 14, 14, 14. Yeah, we could just bring that around more now, fill in that grass area. Keep that as it was. Maybe just raise that area up a bit. I'm going to have to come off soon because my brain ain't working tonight as well as it should. So keep it something like that. Flatten all that out a little bit more. All up. So you just, the one you did on the picture was cutting that water in, isn't it, more to that bunker. So that area that I just raised up, bringing that water up to there. Or should I just leave it as a slightly raised bit of land? Probably easier just to leave it as a raised bit of land and grass it over, innit? Get rid of that. I can't work out where that blooming subsoil dirt A, that's the one. Get rid of that. Yeah, I can tidy all that up. Work out what I'm going to do with that. In theory, I would flatten that whole area up a bit. Sort of there. Just cuts away too steep there. Yeah, I just need to spend a little bit of time sculpting this and doing all the fairway stuff. But it's definitely working changing the angle, and it totally needs to be addressed, this hole. Never liked it. Probably even consider pinching that in a little bit. Still looks quite an odd hole. But I mean, to cut that corner to get that decent plateau to raise for your approach shot, you've really got to take on that tight bit next to that bunker. Otherwise you're dripping off the back. The bunker, that fairway needs to be flattened out. I need to maybe even camber the fairway up in order to help the player, because that's too punishing. Fairway needs to sort of, this area needs to come up completely, so if I flatten it without encroaching on that blooming stream too much. Start with that rubbish. And raise it up a bit. What does that look like? Bit too severe, maybe. It's totally odd. That looks stupid. It's better off how it was before. I'll go call it a night in a bit. Come back to this with a fresh mind. Because I'm finding it bloody hard to work it out in my head. But that's definitely improved, Alan. Thank you, buddy. Changing that tee box was the best call. Just want to work out something here don't look right. Maybe just bend it round. Redo these bunkers so they're more in line with the tee shot. It's an improvement. I can leave. Is that further? I'd like to have left the little tee box in there. I could bring this one back. I can have this as the furthest tee, that as the middle tee, and keep the short tee and keep it as a free tee. And spline all this area behind the tee to make it work more. Yeah, no worries, mate. You've helped me all you can, I think. I really appreciate it. Thanks for your time, mate. I need to fiddle about and fart about with this for a bit, so take care, mate. Cheers for your help. I'm going to come off as well, because we're losing the plot a bit of this hole again. Yeah, fair enough, mate. Good luck. Because anyone who watched me, I deleted the video I did of this hole the other night because it was a complete nightmare. I did about 2 hours on this hole and just was in a total mess by the end of it. And I am again tonight. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. I'll come back with early again, Lee, tomorrow, probably tomorrow night, and I'll have all this addressed by then. And 18 tied it up, and then hopefully we'll be close to published for the weekend. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your help. Take it easy.